Welcome back to the Crypto Report. I'm Maxi, and I have another video for you guys. Today, I've got a Crypto.com Crow coin video for you guys because we need to talk about some very important price action. So we're going to talk about Crow coin, Crypto.com, Bitcoin, the total three, where I think we could be headed here in the overall market. So hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's hop into this video, guys. Okay, so first things first. Yes, over on crypto Twitter, you can follow me at 333blacksea. We are on day 43 proposing Crypto.com to market buyback and burn Crow coin with a percentage of quarterly profits. The Crow fam is strong. We will come together and start this conversation. This movement is building, guys. And yes, we can start this conversation. We can get this in front of Crypto.com. We can get this in front of Chris Marzlik. We can get this in front of Cronos Labs, and we can start this conversation, guys. So let's take a look at where we're at with the market. Right now, Bitcoin is trading at $58,491, just as I predicted on the weekly candle closure. We'll talk about that later. Bitcoin dominance trading at 56.34%. If you exclude stablecoins, we're basically at 58.34%. A little bit topped out in my mind, but there are some interesting things we are seeing in the total three chart, which is basically Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stablecoins excluded in the chart, which will be interesting to take a look at. So what's going on with Crow coin right now? Crow coin broke out. We saw a massive 25% gain basically in a day. But from the bottom, we're talking about after we saw that big capitulation, basically somewhat of a short squeeze, if you will, 52% gain, and we broke above that 10-cent price level. Man, I wanted us to break above that and get some candle closures above it, but we didn't, and that's okay. But we did break above it, and now we are back down and slowly starting to sell off. You know, a lot of people were asking over on the private Discord if you want to become a member to that private Discord where I give trade signals. It's in the description box below. Just become a member on the channel or join our Patreon. I was saying, you know, people were saying, Maxi, why is Crow coin pumping so hard? And well, now we're starting to get a little bit of a sell-off here. And I told everybody, you know, this 25% pump on Crow coin is honestly the embodiment of all the price action that we saw with Crypto.com Crow coin in the previous cycle. You would see a flat line and then bam, 25%, then flat line, bam, 25%, and then sell off 10%, bam, 25%, sell off 15%. We saw that until eventually we saw some 50 and 60% daily gains on Crow coin. It was absolutely incredible. And all that really is telling me right now is that the market is getting ready for that type of volatility to come back into play here. So we're going to keep our eyes wide open on Crypto.com and Crow coin. So let's take a look at the total three because we need to be paying attention to, is an altcoin season coming? Or should we expect Bitcoin to absorb more liquidity in the market? And in my opinion, right now, this does look like it's, you know, it's showing the broadening wedge type of formation that we're seeing playing out on Bitcoin. But I will say, I am expecting a little bit lower, guys. I am expecting that the altcoins are going to bleed out a little bit, especially if Bitcoin decides to make a big impulse wave to the upside or, more importantly, to the downside. We're going to take a look at that. Are we going to continue this wave to the downside? Are we going to trade sideways on Bitcoin? Is it going to pull Crow coin and all the altcoins down with it? Probably yes. I am leaning towards that, but there's always invalidations, and we're always going to take a look at those. So over on Crypto Twitter, I said earlier today, we want Bitcoin weekly candle close above 60,000. That's what we were looking for, and I kind of knew this was coming, guys. And about 2 hours before the weekly candle closure, Bitcoin just dumped down about 4% below 60,000, and 60,000 is a very, very key point for us to be looking at on Bitcoin. And I really do believe that would have been the ignition to say, okay, now we need to be focusing to the upside in this channel. Maybe the next target right here will be about $65,000. That being said, we did not close above $60,000, and we're going to take a look at that. So the weekly on Bitcoin, it is incredible. It is incredible. Bitcoin just wants to be indecisive right now. It is August. August tends to be a bearish and boring month. A lot of the big money is out on the beach taking a vacation before the kids go back to school. That's what happens with the traditional markets. Usually August is boring and bearish. Talk about indecision, though. It's absolutely insane. Look at this. Look at this candle. It's barely. It's really not. It's not above. It's not above. I wouldn't say this is continuation of the upside. I would say that we are exactly where we were last week, and we need to be paying attention to higher term time frames and hope that this bearish, indecisive price action doesn't bleed into the higher term time frames. We look at market cipher, red dot on a trigger wave. Honestly, if I was a bull, I'd be scared right now, and I am a bull. But in the short term, I do think that this type of price action will favor the bears to the short side. If you guys want to take advantage of some shorting and some high leverage scalping, please take a look at those awesome referral links down below in the description box. We have a $5,000 sign-on bonus to Blowfin, $4,100 sign-on bonus to Femex. Leverage is risky, but it's a fantastic tool. You can make a lot of money shorting the market when the market conditions are favorable. So the monthly term time frame right now is really what we need to be looking at. We have 19 days and 22 hours left. A lot can happen for Bitcoin in the crypto market in 20 days. A lot. I mean, some days we see 20% gains, and then a week later we see 40% drawdowns, or vice versa. We need to be paying attention to this. In my mind, I do think that we are looking for the decision to be made here at the monthly candle close of August. This will be a much more clear way for us to say, okay, we should be preparing for a continuation to the downside or a setup above 73,000 and making our way to new all-time highs into October, November, December. I'm leaning that way, but if the weekly candle closures continue to play out like this and start to spill over, we're probably going to make a new lower low, and I will be honest with you guys, when you test support 1, 2, 3, 4, usually 4 times is too many times, in my opinion, when we're looking at Bitcoin testing support, and usually you see a breakout to the downside. I'm not trying to be a mega bear, but I'm just telling you guys how I see it. And you may hate me for that, but I want to be transparent here on the Crypto Report. I want to tell you what I'm seeing. And yes, I'm still a crypto bull, don't get me wrong, but we may be setting up for a longer bull market and a longer term correction and movement to the downside. That's my opinion. Guys, if you like this type of content, please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Check out those awesome referral links down below. Go follow me on Twitter at 333blacksea. That's all I got for you guys. We're going to be keeping a very, very close eye on these weekly candle closures and the monthly candle closure to finally get some decision here in this market following August. I will see you in the next one, guys. Bye.